Oh, I guess we're live. Oh God, I'm totally clipping. Hold on, hold on,
Good job,
hold
Joe.
on.
Good job.
Testing, testing. Okay, there we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the AstroCast. Um, we're a little late today because we are without a producer, and we had to kind of set this up on the fly. We don't really know what we're talking about tonight. We're kind of just chilling, hanging out. I put a thing on Instagram, so if you want to ask us questions, put them in the chat or answer the question thingy in Instagram. Okay, am I talking fine? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Joe,
'cause I can't hear
you're
me.
El Bozo. You
What?
literally put the title screen on and then you immediately swap to us
Yeah,
like instantly.
yeah, that's
So
what I
they
meant to do.
didn't even see-
No, no, no,
didn't
they
even
did see
the
the.
title.
It was on that for quite a while.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
It didn't look like that to me.
Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in tonight for all of our 0 viewers.
Well, you don't even have to talk about the viewers.
It doesn't matter. I don't
and
care.
also-
We just do this for fun, you
Joe,
know.
You're gonna be such a terrible producer because I can't hear me when I'm speaking.
Oh crap! Hold on. There we
Bad
go.
producer.
Okay.
Bad producer. I'm gonna ban him.
I'm getting banned by Cameron for not talking or not switching to him when he's talking.
Yes.
Oh, I know why I can't hear me. Hold on. That
Oh, no,
should be
That's gonna hurt my ears.
testing, testing. Okay, a little lower than that. And how about right there? Testing, testing. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna talk about some random stuff tonight. And we're gonna answer any questions that anybody has. This is kind of an intermediate episode because we're gonna be switching to Fridays after this episode, as I told you, and as I'm going to tell Matthew. I haven't told him yet. Yeah, he's available on Fridays. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna be switching to Fridays at same time, 8 p.m. And then Mondays, the podcast will come out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that other stuff. Speaking of, let's do that. It's you.
Oh yeah, it's me because now Joe has to do something, right?
Talk about that.
Yes. So first of all, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's on the screen there. I don't want to say it. Next thing is you should look at the AstroCast on Spotify, right? Because that's a thing. And then also you should follow Joe dot sees all on Instagram because that's also a thing too. And also, yes, subscribe on whatever else we're doing.
What?
I don't know.
You're really good at this, Cameron.
Yeah, because you told me randomly to do this. I don't know. You're just like, do it. I'm like, okay.
Well, am I clipping again? I feel like I'm clipping again. Here, let me just move the microphone a little further away. How's that? Can you still hear me? I don't know. I'm a terrible producer. This is why I have Matthew, because he's actually good at doing this, and I'm not. Well, except when he messes up the thumbnails, or except when he like messes up the audio, which I think I'm doing right now. So, honestly, Matthew is best producer I could ever ask for, because he's doing this for free, and we're just doing it for fun. So, anyway, the first topic of today, I'm gonna bring up. Oh yeah.
Is my arm? My arm's back.
So I don't know if anyone remembers, but Cameron broke his arm 2 weeks ago.
Well, no.
Well, he broke his arm.
I had a cast 2 weeks ago, and I showed up
on.
I showed up on screen or on live stream podcast 2 weeks ago with a broken arm, but I'm back. I got my arm replaced. They stitched a new one on. As you can see, it's totally like Star Wars, like, you know, robotic. They open it up. There's wires in it, and you can move each individual like finger, and you can feel. You know, it's super cool.
Definitely. We believe you, Cameron. We definitely believe you.
Totally true. It's just like the thing that I talked about earlier. I was fighting 5 bears at the same time, in the middle of the street. You know, totally real, totally legit. Don't worry about it. You don't have to ask for any more context.
Hold on. I stall a little bit for me.
Oh, other than that, Joe stinks like a poo-poo head.
Oh, thank you. That's a real great thing to say on a live stream about your one of your closest friends. All right. I'm still clipping.
Good job, Joe.
The audio is probably gonna suck in the first part and maybe the whole thing, but who cares? I just might not put it on Spotify if the audio sucks, because, you know, if the audio sucks, that's all you have on Spotify.
Joe, the initial audio.
What?
Oh, I was just saying that the initial audio is gonna be
definitely
like
there you go.
the initial audio is gonna be really bad.
Yeah.
Because it was just like so it was
you're
maxed out.
a little too.
And It was we were both laughing like into the mic.
Oh, I know. We were like, yeah. All right, so we've got this story here. NASA delays crucial Artemis 1 moon mission test until April 12th. Well, April 12th is tomorrow. And I'm not sure what they mean by moon mission test, and I'm also not sure why the entire article title is in lowercase except for NASA and Artemis.
Swap it.
Sure.
I think without even reading a thing, I'm pretty sure what they mean by moon mission.
Test. Moon mission
yes,
test.
moon mission test is saying they're probably gonna weight a rocket ship, make it weigh kind
here,
of like
read
how
the-
much a
read the-
settlement.
Read that.
Oh yes,
It's right there.
it's like, yeah, it's gonna be a rehearsal of like the setting up a base there, right? That's what it is.
No.
Oh,
So, wait, hold on.
I didn't read it.
I know you
I'm
didn't read it.
very slow at reading.
So, NASA has pushed back the resumption of the Artemis 1 moon mission's critical wet dress rehearsal by, that's a strange way of saying anything. Wet dress rehearsal.
What is it?
Well, let's read. By 2 days to Tuesday, April 12th. The agency had planned to restart the wet dress, a practice run of rocket fueling, and other important Artemis 1 pre-launch activities. Today, April 9th, which is not today, that was yesterday, right? Yeah, today's the 10th. No, today's the 11th, that was Saturday. At Pad 39B of the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. But the mission team decided to modify the test procedure after noticing a problem with a helium check valve, which prevents the gas from escaping out of Artemis 1's huge Space Launch System rocket. Helium is used to clear the engine lines before loading and draining propellant, NASA officials explained in an Artemis 1 update today. So, do you know how a rocket engine works? Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, oh, crap.
Good job, bro.
I'm so good at this.
Oh, now it's up to me. Well, it's kind of like, well, it's not kind of like, it has two different types. It has like in Earth engine fuel, right? So that it can actually work in Earth, and then like, isn't it like helium burning in space, or how does it
Helium
work?
doesn't burn.
No. Not helium, sorry, hydrogen.
All right, so
Hydrogen.
So there's two types of rocket engines,
Yes,
right?
that's
You
what
got
I
a
said.
monopropellant, and a bipropellant. If the one you're talking about, where it only works in atmosphere, is called a jet engine. Jet engines and rocket engines are real similar, except jet engines use instead of having an oxidizer for the fuel, they use the oxygen in Earth's atmosphere to oxidize the fuel. In terms of rocket engines, monopropellant means that the oxidizer and the fuel are like one. It basically means that there's a reactant and a catalyst instead of a fuel and an oxidizer, is basically what it means. Now, SLS, Space Launch System by NASA, is a bipropellant, and that's pretty much any kind of big rocket element is going to be a bipropellant system because it is a little more efficient and it's a lot more powerful. It's also, I think, a little simpler because the components that are the fuels and oxidizers you use are a little less complicated in terms of the chemistry of them. Let's see. Basically how it works is you've got, and this is a real simplified version. You've got a tank with the oxidizer. You've got a tank with the fuel. Those get pumped through an injector and mixed in a combustion chamber. Then there's a spark or some kind of other ignition chumanuma. And
Chumanuma was that?
chumanuma?
Yeah,
It's like it's a technical term for something I don't know what it's called, or it's just a technical term. It's a real technical term.
Got it.
It just means thing. You never heard of chumanuma?
Nope.
Well, anyway, it's got some sort of ignition chumanuma to ignite the gas, and then it gets compressed. It gets compressed in the nozzle, and then expands and it's called a converging diverging nozzle or a Laval nozzle. And so I'm pretty sure that's what the SLS is.
That's why they have the rocket like where it shoots out from. That's why it's like kind of cone shaped.
Yeah. It's a parabolic cone.
Yeah.
Or a paraboloid is the technical three-dimensional curve, and it's like that so that first of all, it's the most efficient design of a converging diverging nozzle. It's also it helps. So basically, you have a ratio between the throat of the nozzle and the exhaust of the nozzle, and that ratio you change it determining based on what fuel you're putting through it, how fast the fuel is going through it, the temperature changes, and there's all these big complex equations that I won't get into. But essentially, you want it to make the fuel not overexpand and not underexpand. You don't want it to be overexpanded to where it's a point like this. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. No, that's right. And you don't want it underexpanded to where it's like just shooting out like in all directions like this. You want it kind of like a nice straight line, maybe a little inward, but basically just a nice straight line. And that's the goal of the converging diverging nozzles, to make it a nice straight line, to accelerate that gas as fast as possible out of the rocket. Because,
and that's what you see when it actually goes up.
Oh, sorry.
That's what you see when you actually go up, is just like that little cone shaped when it fires out. It goes like this, yeah. And that's rocket science.
Yeah. A very simplified version of it. Yeah, there's a reason they say, rocket science and brain surgery are hard, and it's because they are. I'm not sure about brain surgery because I'm not a brain surgeon. I'm a little more confident in rocket science, but I'm still not a rocket scientist. I'm a guy studying to become an electrical engineer, and I'm currently a machinist, but it's a lot of math. It's a lot of math, and that's that's something people don't really realize about engineering. They think it's like about making and designing these cool things. You don't realize that engineering is quite literally the application of math in the real world, or like the application of math onto like a physical system. Physics is pretty similar in that regard too, but well, for example, you were studying computer science. Take that for example, or talk about that for a little bit. Like how was the math on that end? Like what kind of math did you need to know for computer science?
I mean, from what I did, there wasn't too much math involved. It was more of just like typing in like certain variables, of course, and it was like wordings and just a bunch of different like. It's kind of weird to.
Well, here, I'll give you a guiding question.
Yes.
So like for stuff, because I know you're not a professional.
Yeah.
But I know you've got some knowledge in that area. So like talking about just some like application, like what's an application that you know of that you know on the surface looks pretty simple, but then you dive into it and it's like, oh, there's a derivative. There's any ideas?
Well, trying to create a calculator on like with using computer science is a lot more complicated than it seemed like. At first I was just like, oh yeah, you just need to do this thing and then that thing, and then it does a thing, right? But then you realize it's like, oh wait, but if I do this, then how is this gonna work, right? Like, if you have addition and subtraction, right? And that's like the easiest thing that you can actually code into it, into a calculator. But then like, let's say you want to add multiplication, division, exponents, derivative, and all this different type of stuff. It just keeps on stacking up, and your line of code will go from, let's say, maybe 10 lines to over 100 lines. And it's just like, oh, this is all just to do one thing. It gets really complicated really fast depending on what you want to do.
Okay. Oh, I guess I have to switch to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my point. It's just engineering, computer science, like stuff like that. I think people don't really realize how much actual math is involved in.
Stop it.
Oh, okay, go for it.
And it's kind of like depending on what you actually want to make. Let's say somebody.
No, go for it. Sorry.
I was gonna say somebody wants you to make something for them, right? Let's say, oh, I want you to code this for me for my company. You want me to look at the camera?
Well, I mean, you just keep looking at the screen.
Yeah, I was looking at you.
Yeah, perfect.
It's the same thing, looking at. But you can kind of, like, depending on what they want, right?
Ignore what I'm doing.
They'll say, oh yeah, I'll give you like $100 for you to make 500 lines, and it's just like, depending. They were like at first like, okay, 100 lines, all right, 100 lines of what? And then they give you this long list of like things that they want you to do, and it's just like, you want me to do this in 500 lines, and you're only paying me $100 for it. It's like they're underestimating what it is that they're trying to have you do, as well as how long it'll take.
Just like
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. How long it'll take. The complexity. Complexity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just all of that type of stuff, and it's just like, it's agonizing. That's basically what it is.
Gotcha.
Just agony and pain and suffering.
So I'm actually programming a computer program right now. I probably sound so like dated. I probably just dated myself with saying like a computer program. No one says that anymore, huh?
I mean, you can say that if you really want to. It doesn't really matter. It's just a program, computer program, same thing.
Well, anyway, I'm making a program because what we do at where I work, I'm a machinist and I do some other stuff at the same company. But basically, we have a problem with like tracking material and jobs and stuff like that with the current software we're using for it, and some like aspects of the material that we want to record don't it's not like the function isn't actually there in the program. So I had the idea, I'm making this program that's going to be able to track all these jobs and materials and certifications and parts, and I started doing it. I was like, oh, this is only going to take me like a few hours. I'll knock it out one day. And I have the UI, which I forgot about the fact that the UI, to make it actually look professional, you actually have to like use Photoshop and design something. Which I forgot about that. So I have a basic UI that's kind of like crusty, but it works and everything. And but I severely underestimated the amount of time it would take to implement all of the math involved, and I'm still on like the first component of the program that I want to make. But I mean, computer science is cool. I thought about going into it. The problem is, like, if I have a project to do, like to code something. That's my project. I'm excited to do it, but I couldn't see myself like doing that for the rest of my life, or even just for school assignments. Like coding's cool and all, but it gets really repetitive if you're doing the same thing over and over again, obviously. But that's just my take. I know you're more into.
Yeah, I like repetitiveness, kind of, in a sense. I enjoy just like making structures of code. It's enjoyable. I think just seeing the end, the progress that you did at the end, and just seeing everything come together, is really rewarding. It gets that dopamine running. But yes, just coding in itself for me is enjoyable. Honestly, if you don't want to pay for it in college, I would just suggest watching videos on it, doing a lesson online, because that's probably just a lot easier for you. And I'm thinking about doing that because I mean it's just a lot easier. I mean, all it is when you go to college is just getting like, hey, here's a certificate saying that you did it. You did the classes.
I mean, it doesn't give you any experience really, like in an actual job setting. Honestly, I started in middle school learning to code. And in 7th grade, they taught me HTML and CSS. I still remember that. I mean, I haven't used it in a while. I probably don't really remember as much as I think I do with CSS. But HTML, I still use that. Like, actually, I used it the other day at work, making an intranet for the office. But, like, coding is a language. And to do it, to learn it, you have to practice it. And I've taken programming classes in college where the professors, all they do is show a PowerPoint on the screen, and they lecture at you. And I always say, you can't learn coding that way. It's just like a language. You have to practice it. The only way you're going to learn it is, one, to make mistakes, and two, and the great thing about coding is you can make mistakes and it won't kill you. It won't, like making a mistake in electrical engineering, you could burn a house down or shock yourself and kill you. In mechanical engineering, you could get crushed by something, you could fling something at your face, or stuff like that.
I have a counter.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, so I have a counter to that. Depending on coding, you say that coding can't kill you. I mean, and the lesser job. I'm not gonna say lesser jobs, but like the ones that don't involve hardware in a sense, that'll probably have a less chance of killing you. But let's say that you're doing something for, let's say, a rocket.
Okay. Well,
that could kill people, right? If your code messes up.
Yeah. So my
But yeah,
why am I clipping so bad right there? That was weird.
Your point.
My point
Yes.
was more like in a class setting, and you're not going to be programming a
Yeah.
rocket in a class setting. Well, there actually at my college there is a launch team for an actual rocket ship, but I'm not on it. Um,
It'd be
my
cool to
my
be on
point
that.
more,
That'd be so
maybe
cool.
I don't have the time, man.
I know, but that sounds so cool. Being a part of like a rocket like experiment. That sounds like a lot of fun.
I mean, yeah. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I suck at being producer. We need Matthew back.
What is this? What's on my face? You see that? Look.
What?
Look over there. There's like a white thing on
No,
my
it's
face.
your microphone.
Oh, it's my... I was like, what is this white thing on my beard?
Oh, brother. Speaking of your beard, you need a shave.
I do. I do need a shave. You say that every time.
Every time we get together,
And
right?
your dad too.
Yep.
Your dad says it every time.
Actually, he didn't say it this time.
He didn't. You're right.
But anyway.
I was saying that right before.
Yeah,
we
you
came
were.
in.
He probably heard you and was like, "Oh, I won't say it now." All right. Oh, was it on me? That was on me the entire time.
Yeah,
Whoops.
that's fine.
Oh,
That's
okay.
whatever.
So
I think they probably heard me a little.
But anyway, my point was like in an academic setting, you're not going to really hurt anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you're learning to machine something and you crash the machine, or like you fling something at your face, I mean that's potential for danger, especially on a lathe. But that's the nice thing about computer programming is it's more low stakes,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And to learn it, you just honestly, YouTube is great.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned.
Yes.
Let's see, what have I've learned Visual Basic. I've learned C++, C#, C, just straight up C. I tried learning Python. I just could not get into it. I don't understand the hype around it. C is just so much better. I mean, I'm probably gonna get people like, no, not Python's the best.
Python
like,
is great. I do
Oh.
have to say, I worked with
Oh,
Python. Just when I was in the first couple classes that I had worked with Python. Python was very enjoyable. That's what I was planning on making a calculator
Okay.
on. Was on Python. It felt a lot easier to do it on there than on any other thing. But just like every other program, some things are a lot easier to do than others. Like Python. Python's probably easier to do more like function type of things.
Okay.
And
Not
then
more, hold on. This one. Okay, there we go. And then I want that. Okay, I'm so good at this.
you're figuring it out.
But yeah, that's probably why I don't like Python, because I'm more of a end result kind of guy with coding. I'm like, I need to do this for this specific hardware application, or I need to do this for this specific application.
Yeah, Python's
And
probably
Python's not the best for that,
Yeah.
in my opinion, just because I love C. I'm a C guy,
You're a C guy.
C-
I'm a C guy too.
Well,
My name starts with a C.
I'm glad the microphone wasn't on you. That was a horrible joke.
They probably still heard it.
Probably. But no, I honestly I love C. It's so versatile, especially because there's like C# and C++, and Visual Basic is pretty much just C as well. I'll probably get comments saying, "What the hell? You just said Visual Basic is the same as C," but no, honestly, like the program I'm doing right now, it's Visual Basic is a cool language, especially in Visual Studio, because you can really in Visual Studio IDE, you can really see like exactly what you're coding, in
oh,
real
yeah,
time.
You have like the test. Thing,
You
yeah.
literally can press run and it brings up the window that you just programmed. It's real nice, and it's real easy to set up a UI and stuff like that. And so
'cause
Visual
Python
Basics
doesn't
is
have that.
great for Windows Forms applications. Beyond that, I don't know that it's real great for anything else much other than Windows Forms applications. But C, great for video games, like any form of C, C#, C++, maybe not C by itself, but C#, C++. I've seen those. I mean, we've used those to code some video games in the past that we've never finished. But
Yeah.
I
I want to finish those. I really want to finish those.
Hey, one time, the first one we started about like the space war and like
No,
stuff
you
like
know
that.
what we gotta do?
What's that?
We gotta do the island one, the one where you're stranded. With
Oh,
the
yeah,
gnomes when
yeah.
your sanity go down. I like that one. That was
Honestly, I'd love to keep coding that. Yeah, I mean we should
And then
That'd be
sell it
great.
for like $2 to
Yeah.
$3 on the Steam.
on the Steam.
On the
You know
Steam.
you have to pay $100 to put something on Steam. Yeah. So anyway,
I
but
mean,
yeah, we should totally do that.
We make money, so I mean it's
Yeah.
fine.
So, yeah, we should actually we should totally
We
do that.
should-
We'll
I
we
want
can
to
set
finish
let's set that up after we finish the stream.
Yeah.
And we'll totally like plug it in the stream too, and I'll put it on the Instagram and everything. We'll
No, you
pull out all
gotta
the stops.
Patreon it.
Oh my god. I'm not
To our
signing up for.
Patreon
No,
supporters, here's the
it's
copy.
okay.
Here's
I'll
the
just,
demo of the game.
No, we'll just put it on Steam, and we'll put like we can do the beta program
Yeah.
Steam, and then just like put that'd be fun. Let us know in the holy cow. I
What?
just saw the chat.
I didn't see the chat. until
Oh
just
wow! You wanna? Well, so hold on. Let's finish our
now.
finish our
Wait,
thought.
itches on it.
Yeah, well, let's finish our thought, and then we'll go through the chat because this is insane. I have not seen this amount of chats in
It's
a
because
long
Matthew's told
time.
Ish to hop on.
Oh, that's funny.
That's what it is.
So
Where is it on
finishing
YouTube?
our thought.
Yes.
Let us know if you'd like to see me and Cameron, the AstroCast crew.
And Matthew.
No, Matthew's not coding. I'm kidding. If
All right,
Matthew wants to
screw
do it,
you,
he
Matthew.
can. Hey, no. Matthew's the wonderful producer. But yeah, if you guys want to see that, let us know. And I mean, we're gonna do it anyway. But anyway, let's read some chats. There's a lot of stuff going on in the chat.
Cheese is Matty Cheeks.
I have no idea. But we've got our usual chatter, Edward. He chats usually every time we stream. He says shave the beard, Cameron. Any thoughts?
Maybe. I'm thinking about shaving it. I just gotta charge my shaver because I always unplug it and I just leave it there.
Yeah.
So it's just always on charge.
I'm telling you, you keep the mustache, or you could even do a goatee.
Dude, my mustache, it has like vampire teeth coming out from
Well,
like
you
right
you
here.
gotta clean it up. No, you could even do like, well, you don't really have hair right here though.
I have like hair right
You
here,
have,
so
like,
I can
right
have like
here.
a little sticky, like a little right here and then the side.
Yeah, so maybe not a goatee. You know what you could do? The stash and the sideburns. Have
Stash
like
and
the Fire
shave
Nation.
this
No,
off
have
or
like the Fire Nation sideburns, like just.
Fire Nation. Oh, man. Just because you watched Avatar.
I did. It was a good show.
I'm gonna remove the mic. I don't need
Yeah,
this
it
mic.
kinda-
I'm not using it.
Yeah, it kind of looks funny on the.
Yeah, because
on the
I
stream.
thought there was a white thing right here.
He was like scratching his face.
I was
What,
like,
what the hell's
is
right there?
here?
All right, so we've got. Let's see. More beard, no shave. Says someone named Cheese.
He wants me to have
The
like,
Mountain Man beard.
Duck Dynasty.
Oh, dude, that's nasty, man. You know how much like stuff like
Dude,
must be
imagine,
living
like,
in
you're
there.
eating in like
Oh, and it's-
cheeseburger and it just drips into your beard. Oh.
No, man.
You gotta shave that out. Oh, that's gonna be or shave that out. Wash that out.
Yeah,
That's
no, man.
difficult.
That and imagine how like just taking a shower or like going in the pool and it's just like gets all wet and it like sticks to your chest.
It just sticks right here. It like does the little like
Yeah.
curve into your neck and down.
Yeah, I'm not all about that. There's a bunch of people saying Cameron's beautiful with his beard. Oh, we just got a bunch more.
It's all Matthew and Ish.
It's
and Matty
Matthew.
Cheeks.
Yep. Okay. Let's see. Anything else that's Someone says I'm scared to flush the toilet because it scares him. Okay, makes sense. This is an interesting. Oh, Cheese says you're completely wrong.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what about, but he says you're completely
Wait, what
wrong.
is
It just says you're completely wrong.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh.
Okay, I'm not gonna read that one. Hey,
That's funny.
Mr. Matthew, you wanna handle the chat there, bud?
That's a great chat.
Oh, brother.
I'll eat
Make hair. Oh God. Oh, now my moderator is joining in on the degeneracy.
It's not degeneracy.
Yes, it
it's
is.
funny.
It is
It's
funny, but it's
memes.
also degeneracy.
How is that degeneracy?
I mean it. Anyway.
Those comments.
Okay. Well, that was eventful. This is interesting. I just switched it to you.
Oh, it's me. What
Yeah,
are we talking about?
I didn't mean to switch it to you.
Oh, let's go back to the computer science thing
Okay,
that we were
yeah,
talking
go
about
for it,
before. After we got distracted with
Yeah.
the comments.
Go for it.
So going back to what you were saying about the slides, like
Mhm.
what is it, like PowerPoint?
Yeah. Your professor just like puts a PowerPoint on and lectures at you. I hate that, man.
I hate that, dude. I had, I think it was like three classes of computer science.
Uh-huh.
And literally what it was me sitting in front of a computer, them going through slides, and I'm just on my phone. Because I can just
Yeah.
look at it afterwards, and it has the same information. She isn't telling us anything new. We see it on the PowerPoint. She gives us the PowerPoint before we actually do it. So you can look at it beforehand, understand it, and just take class and just do whatever you want because it's not anything new. And we go into individual groups afterwards, and she pops in, and you can just talk to her and ask her questions about what we're doing. and like there's other people there too, and you just ask for their help if you need any help, and it's fine. Like there's really no point in actually paying attention during her lessons because it's just all there for us anyways. It's really annoying. I hate the PowerPoints.
Yeah,
That's why
I have a
online.
teacher that does the same exact thing, and we're in person. We're not online anymore, and he still does the same exact thing. It was just a PowerPoint, and now granted, the lab for that class is great because it's hands-on. You're actually coding something, and we're learning assembly for like microprocessors, and it's cool. I've wanted to learn assembly for a long time, and I never got around to it, but now I am. So it's neat. There's not too many applications for it outside of electrical engineering.
I'm gonna pop this up so I can read chat on here.
Okay, there's not much intelligence going on in the chat right now, so.
You need to make me moderator so I can delete some of that stuff too.
Sure. How do I? Well, you have to show up in the chat. You have to chat something, and then I can make you moderator.
I pop in
Oh,
Ian chat.
I can put Ish in timeout.
Let's go.
Oh, that's funny.
I put in Ian chat. Let's see. If
No,
you
I'm not
can't
gonna do
see
that. Here, I'm gonna pin. Let's see. Let's pin that. There we go. Oh yeah, there. Now we're talking. Okay.
You see me on there? I put an E.
E. I did. Okay. Let's see. Add moderator.
I'm a moderator.
All right. Now don't abuse your
Don't look
privileges.
at the chat. He says. Oh no! I'm gonna look at chat now. What is that?
Oh, just.
How do we delete that?
I don't know.
Remove. There we go.
What'd you just remove?
A bad comment.
Oh, I see. All right. Anyway, what were we talking about?
We were talking about computer science and the PowerPoints.
Oh, right.
I hate those so much.
Well, I think we've
Yes.
exhausted that point.
It's terrible. I agree.
And also, sorry if I'm like licking my lips all the time. They're
I'm
really
biting my lip.
no, they're
like-
really chapped because I just went camping over the weekend and I didn't bring any
Do
like
you go
chapstick.
outside or in the cabin?
I didn't go up to the lake. I went up to like around Big Bear.
Oh.
I won't say exactly where. But because next time I go up, I'll have like stalkers, mainly just Ish.
Honestly, Ish could probably just drive up there.
Yeah. What did I just? I literally just looked. Matthew chatted something that he didn't want me to see, and then he said, "Oh no, Joe's going to see this," and then he deleted it. And I saw him delete it. That was funny. I saw what he said.
I'm just gonna start deleting some of these messages because they're very bad. They're so
This
bad.
is probably the most active we've had the chat in a while. Our chat rate's up to 8, whatever the hell that means. I don't know what
8
units that
messages
is.
per total.
The chat rate of the stream at the most recently available time. I don't know what that means. There's no units. It's like in a physics problem where it's like calculate.
That's Cameron. That's
Cameron speak.
units.
Cameron units.
Cameron units.
8 Camerons per hour.
Cameron.
8 Camerons per Cameron. 8 Camerons per.
There we go.
All right. Well, I think we've exhausted the computer science point.
Okay. What are we gonna do now?
I don't know.
I don't even
any
know.
any suggestions in the chat? Because we kind of didn't really plan this
I
podcast
feel
through.
like asking them. I feel like asking them is a bad idea.
Well, yeah, who knows? We'll find out. Bad more. Okay, I don't know what that means. So well, let's talk. So the last podcast we had Jair on as our special guest.
I wasn't here for that.
You weren't here for that. And it's a good thing too because I ran out of chairs and we definitely ran out of microphones. Matthew didn't even have a microphone, so I keep forgetting to I keep forgetting to order like the arms for these microphones, and I'm just gonna order 2 new microphones with the arm because it's cheaper than just getting the arm by itself, which is stupid. But
Wait, really?
well, like it's not cheaper, but like I could pay $30 or like $30 for the
Oh,
microphone.
it's more efficient.
I could get $30 for the microphone, or like 45 for the microphone and the arm, or I could pay $20 or like $25 for the arm. So it's like, well, I might as well just get both the microphones. It's not gonna be too much more money. But anyway, yeah, well, let's talk about that because I want to get 2 more microphones with the arms. You know what would be great? Like the soundproofing background, like the slats, like the foam stuff. That'd be great.
Oh, the foam.
I don't know how I would foam that up.
In here, though.
Yeah, I don't know how I would put it in here. Because for those of you who
put it
don't
right
know,
here
we're
and,
like in the garage.
Over there?
That's why we've got like bugs flying around and get out of here.
I just put like insect repellent like right there.
Well, it's because we have the door open. It'd be
Yeah,
better if we
put it
didn't
right
have the
there.
door open. Put what right where?
The insect repellent, like right in the water.
What do you? Just put a can of insect repellent right
no,
there.
like you know how they have the incense?
Oh, the citronella.
Yeah.
So mosquitoes actually learned that citronella means that people don't want them there, so they're actually attracted to citronella now, because they evolve so fast.
So then you just put it where you don't want them, or where you want them. Sorry. It's a true Cameron moment.
Oh, good job, Cameron. All right, let's see. They should no. Let's moderate that. All right. Let's see here. Well, you wanted to talk about the new Lego Star Wars.
Oh yes.
So
everyone in chat has actually already played it from the group that we have there.
Okay.
I think other than Matty Cheeks because he's a stinky boy. But Lego Star Wars. Let's kind of have like the rating process of how exactly we.
It wasn't on you. Sorry.
It's fine. We'll have a rating process.
A rating process?
Like okay, like audio. What do you think of the audio? What would you rate it 1 out of 10? Like that type of.
Dude, it's a Lego video game. I don't care.
No, but let's dissect the
It's a Lego video. Oh, whoops. It's a Lego video game.
Lego video games are awesome. We gotta dissect the review. Put out like a message. Like, all right, so gameplay. What do you think of the gameplay? 1 out of 10. What do you rate it?
I don't know. What do you mean by gameplay?
Like how much you enjoyed the gameplay of Lego
What do you mean by
so far.
You just defined gameplay with the word gameplay.
Yeah, well, okay. When I mean gameplay, as in like the controls, how the AI worked, how the story. Well, actually, stories are totally different. But just how it felt to you, how the game felt to you. That's what I mean by gameplay.
It was fine. I mean, it's nothing like real special.
Well, what would you rate it out of?
Out of what?
10.
Out of 10? It's not the worst game I've played. It's not the best. It's no Titanfall. You know I love Titanfall. It's probably my favorite video game. I mean, Titanfall and Modern Warfare 3, pretty close. They're two good games. But like, I mean, a Lego game, I played those when I was little. And there hasn't been a new one in a while, or at least not one that I've played. Maybe there has been, but I haven't played it. It's a nice, like, refreshing take on Star Wars. I like that it's not just the same missions repackaged. I like that.
Well, it kind of is.
It's different though.
It's different, but it's kind of
the same story.
Yeah, it's the same story.
Because it's all Star Wars, but honestly,
let's
I don't
swap
know.
it back to
Okay,
me.
yeah, go for it.
The people in chat can also respond to this too. This is like something that everyone can respond to. Let's see. Yeah, they're just like all messaging about it. Oh, Ish says the gameplay was 20 out of 10.
Okay.
For me, I would probably rate it. I don't think. Did you give a rating?
No. I would probably. Oh, hold on. I would probably. Is it on me?
Yeah.
It is. I would probably say. I get 2 out of 10. I'm kidding. No, I'm trying to think of like the worst video game I've ever. Oh, I know the worst video game I've ever played. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. That was the worst video game ever. Like, is that the worst ever? Let's see. What other
An EIO game.
IO games are kind of like just for passing time if you're bored, but I'm trying to think. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 was awful. Like just Apex Legends was really bad. Oh, you know what? No. The worst game I've ever played was Fortnite. Honestly, Fortnite is the worst game I can think of. Like worse than Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I think Lego Star Wars is, I mean, I'd probably say like a 6 out of 10 maybe. Okay. In the overall game. It's not, I don't really play video games all that much anymore. I kind of get bored of them real easy, and I like doing other stuff better. But yeah, I'd say like a 6 out of 10 overall. I'll play it through.
How
the gameplay.
Rates.
I don't really notice gameplay much. I just play the game to do the story. Basically, for a video game to matter to me, it has to be The multiplayer, it has to be fun to play with your friends, and it has to be there can't be like a big old skill curve, like where you just get annihilated immediately.
So Titanfall.
Well, so that's different because
Yes,
so
it's
okay,
totally
maybe not,
different,
maybe not.
Joe. It's
Maybe
totally...
Okay, I'll say this: it has to be fun to play with your friends, and it has to be well, no, because with Titanfall you don't it kind of curves as you learn. As you rank up, you play.
I'm terrible at the game, and I was high ranked.
Well, that's just because you're Cameron.
Okay.
But like as you learn, it's supposed to be able to track your skill level with people of the same skill level. So I liked that about that game. I do like Halo, but I'm terrible at the multiplayer. So I think really what it comes down to is story for me. Story.
You have to like the story.
I have to like the story, and I guess the gameplay too. I don't really like the cartoonish style of Fortnite, and the like building stuff, and then like quick no scopes. Like I like nice smooth stuff and like not and realistic graphics. Well, no, I like running around.
Oh, okay.
But I just
You like
I like realistic stuff. Yeah, I like realistic physics,
Arma
realistic
3,
things.
SWAT,
Yeah.
Call of Duty,
Yeah.
Modern Warfare.
Yep. No, I like realistic games. So that's probably why I'm not really head over heels about the Lego thing. But I mean it's fun. I'll play the story through. I'll probably play it with my friends and you and other people but generally, it's not my favorite game ever, but anyway. What about you?
Ish said play Outer Wilds.
What's that?
It's an interesting game. I think it's like you're trying to find out like the world ends like every 10 minutes or something, and each time you explore you find something new, so like you can like go to that immediately, grab that, and then you can try to explore and find a different thing to do. And so the whole goal of the game is to try to, I think it's like stop the world end, or stop the ending of the world.
Okay.
So it's like you go out, you explore, try to find something, you die, then you come back, then you respawn, and it like starts the world over again, and then you go out. I think that's what it is.
Huh.
But tell me
That
if
actually
I'm
does sound
wrong.
interesting. That does sound
Tell me
interesting.
if I'm wrong. For me, I would say the gameplay is. Wait, what did I say?
You can leave it. That's fine.
Okay, I would rate it maybe like a 7. I think the gameplay is pretty enjoyable. I like the combos that you can do on there.
See, I hate that reminds me too much of Smash Bros. And I despise Super Smash Bros.
But it's like
no,
easy
honestly,
combos.
I despise every single Nintendo game except Mario 64. I liked Mario 64. Every other one was terrible, and that's the truth.
Well, go back to me.
Go for it.
I think you enjoy a little bit Smash Bros. When it's like you as like a big boss and you beat us up.
You know what? I think we can agree that Fortnite is worse.
Yes.
Yeah. Fortnite's just bottom tier of the bottom tier of the bottom. It's just.
Okay. Let's talk about audio for the Star Wars. What would you rate the audio?
Non-issue for me. I don't.
Non-issue? What would you
I
rate
don't
it
wear
out of 10?
headphones when I play video games, and that's probably why I'm so bad at first-person shooters. Is because like I don't wear like headphones so I can actually hear what I'm doing and what other people are doing. It's just the TV audio. So and I'm generally not the most like hearing adapted person. I'm kind of hard of hearing sometimes, and it's just I generally don't even notice the audio sometimes.
Okay. Well,
but I honestly the laser blasts are annoying.
Okay.
It keeps like especially when it's like tew 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 tew, and it's slow. It's really slow. It's just it doesn't feel
natural.
Well, it feels very Lego.
Yes.
But anyway.
When I mention audio, I don't mean like when I mention audio, I mean like the music and that type of stuff. But I guess in a sense
the just like the Star Wars. Oh, hold on. The music is just like the Star Wars music.
Yeah.
So I mean I like Star Wars music, but it's just that this is Star Wars music. Yeah.
So it's like a what? It's like a 6 out of 10 again. You would say?
Overall, the game's a 6 out of 10. I would say I don't care about the music.
What would you rate the audio if you had to?
It's average 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I would also say 6 out of 10 for audio.
Oh, you know what? I don't like that R2D2 doesn't fly anymore.
Oh my gosh! When I saw
And
that,
I don't like
freaked
and
out.
I don't like the stupid grapple thing. I don't like the force mechanics.
I hate the force. It's kind of weird because you'll press B and it'll unsheath your lightsaber instead of
Yeah.
force. I don't like that.
And
either.
then the like mind trick stuff is cool, but
it's
it's
like-
not the same button.
Yeah.
That took me a while to figure out because I
Wait, how
felt
do you
really
mind
stupid.
trick? I don't even know.
It's with the Y.
Really?
Yeah. Use Y.
So when
you,
it's like glowing over the head, you press Y.
Yeah, you press
Okay.
Y and then you have to select something. While holding Y, you have to select like something with the little thingy-majiggy. It's real like stupid.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I mean it's a cool addition. I really like the addition. I wish they would have made it the same button.
Yeah, honestly, I felt like if they did the force thing as Y and B as like unsheath sheath, or like maybe like you press and hold X to unsheath and sheath, and then just tap X to attack.
Well,
I
actually,
felt like
something I
that would
found
be
out
better.
is you can press and hold any button, and it unsheathes and sheathes your lightsaber. Yeah, any button. Except I don't know if Y does that, but A, B, and X all do that.
That's weird.
Yeah.
See, I bet they just need to like button map it better. They'll probably like do a button mapping update or some shit. If,
I doubt it. I doubt they're gonna update it.
Update it.
I bet this is a one-time thing, and they're
Well,
not gonna come back
putting
to
out
it.
more DLC. They're putting out more DLC, so maybe they'll come out with some bug fixes or something like that.
I would doubt it.
You don't think so?
I would doubt it. Then again, I don't really care.
Game?
Yeah, but because it's a Lego game.
Okay.
But then again, I don't really care. I'm not too much of a video game guy. I mean, I'll play it but like I said, video games just kind of get boring for me after a while.
How do you like? What?
Everyone disagrees with me.
I'm just gonna ask you, how far did you get in the story? Where'd you start?
Oh, sorry, I had it on me.
Where'd you start? The game, like.
I
How
finished
far did you
episode
get?
4. I started on 4 and I finished 4.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
So not very far.
Not very far.
Okay. Got it.
But I honestly, I'm never going to play the sequels. They were
wanna
so
do it
bad. Maybe I'll play it.
I'll get it. I'll do it just so I can get Kylo Ren, without the shirt, because I think that's a character, and if it is, I want it. And another character I want is probably old Luke, and then I think that's probably it. Yeah.
You want to talk about Star Wars, like The Last Jedi and all that stuff? Or have we already talked about that?
I think we have, and honestly, that's like an overtalked.
Yeah, that's
concept
true.
And
That's
how
true.
everybody
That's
hates
true.
it,
Yeah.
because it's yeah.
I mean, it is. It's just so awful, though.
So many people have already done an overhaul of it.
I
Like,
know.
overhaul of the movies.
You know,
and
I
all that.
recently rewatched the original trilogy,
Mhm.
and oh my god, it is so much better. Like it doesn't even compare how much better it is than the sequels. Like,
And the prequels are good too. Like,
I mean, the
They're-
prequels you can definitely tell. I mean, the original trilogy is the best
yes,
by far.
obviously. Yes.
The sequels or the prequels, they're good because of the lore they set up, and they're good because of the depth of characters that they set up. The sequels, there's no depth of character. The characters that they set up are uninteresting. They're static. They already know everything. There's no character development. And honestly,
it's just confusing
honestly,
half of the time.
oh, that too.
What's happening?
and it felt like 3 different movies from 3 separate trilogies. You
Mhm.
know, it was like 3 different train of thoughts happened, and they kind of ended with something that didn't really make sense.
Well,
and
that's
and
what
honestly,
happened.
they went with freaking Dark Empire, and they didn't go with the Thrawn trilogy. That upset me. You know, out of all the Star Wars Legend story you could have used, you used Dark Empire. Like, that's not the best one. Thrawn trilogy is already a trilogy, and dude, that would have been so awesome to see on the screen.
If you swap it, I actually haven't seen either of those trilogies. I haven't read them. I haven't heard of them.
Well, they're not movies. They're comics.
Yeah, I
and
know, comics, that's
well,
what I
the
mean. I
Thrawn
haven't heard of
trilogy,
them,
they're
I haven't
actual
seen them.
books.
Well, I've heard of Thrawn Legacy or Thrawn Trilogy. I've heard of it, but I've never read it. I don't know too much about the Star Wars lore when it comes to like after Luke, after the original trilogy. I know a lot more about the prequels.
They could have done the Yuuzhan Vong too, the Yuuzhan Vong invasion. That's
Yeah, I
like
don't know
right.
about
That's
that
pretty. That's pretty soon after the fall of the Empire. The Yuuzhan Vong. But and then there's this Chiss Ascendancy, which has to do with the
Chiss, yes.
Admiral Thrawn
Thrawn.
trilogy. Dude, could have been so much. You know the other thing? I bet the new Mandalorian season is really gonna suck.
You think so?
I think it's really gonna suck.
What do you think?
I think
it's
they
gonna
set people's expectations really high, and I think they're not going to be able to fulfill it. Just because I think Disney's going down a path that isn't really. It's not really like audience focused. It's political focused, and it's. I honestly think it's just going to not be good. And they're getting rid of. They already got rid of. What the hell the lady, whatever her name was. I forget the actor's name, but she played.
Chunky. She played Chunky Girl.
She played the shock trooper, the rebel shock trooper. Cara Dune.
Yes.
And I forget the actress's name, but I mean, she was a good character, and she was pretty like a dynamic character. She had some good character development. I mean, so did Mando. I mean, they all had great character development.
I love Mando. Honestly.
Yeah.
Mando has great character development from the beginning when he doesn't want to remove his mask. He shies away from people, and then throughout the series, you know, he grows more accustomed to Grogu. Then, you know, he's willing to make sacrifices like removing his helmet to Grogu, removing his helmet to infiltrate an area. What was it? Stormtrooper area.
Yep.
You swapped it back
Yep.
to you.
No, it's on you.
No, it's on you.
Oh, it's on me?
Yes.
Now it's
Good job, Joe. There we go. Then, you know, when he said goodbye at the end, he took off his helmet. You know, just he had overall a great character development.
Yeah, he had a really good character development. I'm trying to think of who the guy who Bill Burr played. He had a good character development too. He started out as a bad guy and then ended up being a good guy. Not the stormtrooper, the bounty hunter that Mando.
The blue bounty hunter.
No. The bald guy. The bald guy with the robot gun on his back in the first season, and then he came back in the second season and helped him invade the stormtrooper area.
Stormtrooper.
He was an ex-stormtrooper.
Yeah,
he was a bounty hunter when Mando.
But he was in the jail area where Mando picked him up, and then they went to infiltrate it. Yeah.
Because the Mandalorian put him there though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
He had some good character development. Yeah.
I couldn't remember every specific thing about him, but I said Stormtrooper guy because that's what I thought of him as.
He was an ex-stormtrooper, yeah. But I liked his character. I like Bill Burr. He's a cool dude. He's funny. He's a comedian. He's a real funny guy. But no, he had some good character development. Grogu actually a little bit had some character development, but he's probably
he had
a good amount of character development.
Even though he didn't really speak.
The guy on Navarro, the bounty hunter guy on Navarro, the leader of Navarro, the black guy, what was his name?
Oh, you mean the Hunters Guild or the Guild Master?
Yeah. Whoever that guy was, I forget his name, but no, he had some good character development too. The only ones who've been static was the armorer. She was static.
Yes.
But that's just because she was kind of in the background. She wasn't really a main character. So I think that's okay to have like kind of side characters, like not dynamic. But all the main characters in Mandalorian were really dynamic. And I think that's probably the difference of why everyone likes the Mandalorian, and why everyone universally hates the sequels. The sequel trilogy, because all of the characters in the sequel trilogy are just static. There's little to no character development, and the story just was all over the place.
The character development with Rey was just absolutely terrible.
There was none.
No, there was. There definitely was.
No, there was none. She already knew everything. She
went to the dark side. That was character development.
She didn't go to the dark side.
Yeah, she did for a little bit.
No. That was like a vision of her going to the dark side.
No, she literally like. Kylo Ren was like, no, she was like dark side for a little bit on top of the like Star Destroyer.
The Last Jedi.
In the
Last Jedi. Wasn't. I don't think she ever turned dark side.
She was a little bit dark side. She used dark side force abilities.
Maybe. Yeah, Yeah, it might be able to be argued that.
But it was really stupid. The whole thing was very confusing. Like, why the hell did you turn dark side in the first place? What was the reason? It made absolutely no sense from a viewer standpoint as well as a director standpoint. Why the hell she did that in the first place? And honestly, I don't really like the first movie was okay. It started out okay. There was nothing crazy about it, nothing too terrible about it.
You want to read the chat?
Sure.
This one.
Which one? The long one?
Cheese.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
Or you're supposed to read it.
Oh.
He just says yes.
I read it to myself. The sequels suck because it's two dudes fighting over a trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it is.
And there's another one.
If I was Luke Skywalker, I wouldn't have hesitated. Do it.
No, honestly, I hate that they made him
Fearful.
Well, fearful first of all, and second of all, he would never have hurt his nephew. I think.
Well, swap back to me.
And I also actually, you watched the Book of Boba Fett already?
I watched.
Oh, you've watched all of it, but not the last episode. I remember because we watched every single episode with you except for the last episode.
No, I think I watched up to The Mandalorian and Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, so there was only one episode after that.
Oh, there is?
Yeah. And
the one where they're on the planet with Ahsoka.
Yeah, that was the second to last episode.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's only one episode after that. You can see the background moving because the wind's coming in. But I really want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil it for you.
Don't spoil it.
Okay.
Is it a longer episode?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
It's about the same time, I think. So I won't spoil it, but I don't like how they did the last episode. Like at all. Okay. But anyway.
Yeah, no, I heard. Matthew told me about like his mixed thoughts about it too.
Oh, sorry. Here, there you go.
Other than that, for the Mandalorian.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up because it's about 9
o'clock. Okay. Let's do one more thing. One more last thoughts about the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
Okay.
Because I guess we kind of went into that, even though we were saying that it was
well,
over talked about.
We haven't actually
whatever.
talked about it here.
I think, just like Ish said in the chat, it's two guys fighting over a trilogy. It really is.
It wasn't Ish. That was either Matty Cheeks or Alex. It was Cheese.
Oh, it was? Okay, that's Matty Cheeks.
Oh, okay.
It's exactly as you said, two guys fighting over a trilogy is two directors trying to fight over a trilogy. I honestly don't know why they thought it was a great idea to swap between directors halfway or like one-third of the way through. It's just like it made absolutely no sense because each director thinks differently and they have different plans for it. So when one director takes over another director, it kind of just screws up the whole thing, and it just kind of just messes up the whole initial idea of what the original director was trying to have. I honestly I haven't even read about it, like what exactly it was that occurred for them to swap directors. Do you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was it just like out of whim? Just like
I have no idea. I know it was J.J. Abrams the first one, and then Ryan.
I don't know the directors.
What the hell was his name? It was not Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Johnson, and then J.J. Abrams again. Yeah, it just the stories just didn't make any sense together. You know, it's like that wouldn't. It just anyway. I think we're gonna wrap it up here.
Well, what needs to happen is they need to make the sequels non-canon, and they need to make Force Unleashed canon, and then make the third game for Force Unleashed because it was never finished.
So there's actually, and we'll end with this. There's actually a theory about Star Wars. You've seen Star Wars Rebels?
No.
Okay, well, in Star Wars Rebels,
watched like the first episode.
Okay, well, in Star Wars Rebels, essentially, towards the end of the show, Ezra goes into something called the World Between Worlds.
Oh, yes.
And he saves Ahsoka from her death, and brings her back into the. So there's a theory saying that when he saved Ahsoka, he basically retconned the sequels because now they're in the Mandalorian universe because Ahsoka's alive, and then so by that would mean that Ahsoka wouldn't be alive in the sequel universe. And I really like that because I hate the sequels, but I don't think it's true. I think that
No, they could totally make that true.
well, it could be, but I doubt it because
they destroyed
Star
the
Wars
world
Rebels is
between worlds,
yeah,
didn't they?
but yes, but Star Wars Rebels is a and well, not technically, but anyway, Star Wars Rebels is a children's show, and not every Star Wars fan watched it, and I mean, not the casual viewer didn't watch it, and it wasn't a movie. You know, I doubt that they're gonna retcon 3 movies, like the 3
Yeah.
like
Which
you
they
know
paid a lot of money to make,
multi-million
yeah.
dollar movies with a low budget children's animated Star Wars show. You know, I doubt they're gonna retcon it that way. I mean, it'd be cool if they did, because I hate the sequels.
You know,
But anyway,
that's the thing that I like about George Lucas. He said yes to all of like the fan theories and all of those things. But then when Disney bought it, they were just like, no, that's not gonna happen anymore. I honestly think like, I would bet multiple fans. I would say that most fans think, either way, even if Disney says it's not canon, they think it's canon. I would think so too. I would like to kind of think of certain stuff as being canon and certain other things being non-canon.
all right. Well, we're gonna end it there because it's just past an hour of stream time. So thank you guys for watching. We're gonna run if I can remember how to do it. Oh, it's on you again.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Oh no, we're doing this again?
Yep.
Oh no. Sorry guys, this is gonna be very cringe to the current viewers. Subscribe YouTube, watch Spotify, follow Instagram. Goodbye.
So yeah, make sure you smash the like button if you liked what we said, and thanks for all the chats tonight. It was great. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Just a reminder, next week and all the weeks following, we're switching to Fridays, not Mondays. And this is probably the first Matthew's hearing about it, so he's probably gonna be in the chat like, "What? We're switching to Fridays?" But yeah, we're switching to Fridays because it's more convenient for us.
Screw you nerds.
Good thing the microphone wasn't on. But anyway, yeah, that's all for tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out, and we'll see you next week on Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hold on, let me switch to you for goodbye.
Sayonara.
All right, guys. Let's see. How do I end this thing?